A few months ago, if you had told a professional developer that people would willingly pay $200 a month for an AI tool, they probably would have laughed. Today, some of the best programmers in the world are doing exactly that. The reason is a tool called Claude Code, Anthropic's coding agent that doesn't just generate code, but acts more like a real software engineering teammate. It can read your entire project, search through files, find bugs, apply changes, run tests, and even explain why a problem happened in the first place. If you've used coding tools that only suggest a few lines of code, Claude Code operates on a completely different level. And here's the best part. Tonight, you can run it on your own machine without paying a single dollar, without entering a credit card, and without relying on shady internet tricks. No free trial that quietly charges you later, no suspicious coupon codes, no third-party websites that disappear tomorrow. Just a real and completely legitimate method that Anthropic itself provides for people to test its products. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to get access to Claude Code, how to get the most value out of free credits, and how to avoid the mistakes that accidentally lead some users to pay for usage they never expected. Before we begin, leave a comment below and tell me this. If you had access to a powerful coding agent right now, what would be the first thing you would build? A website? An app? A game? Or maybe a tool that automates part of your daily work? And if you're interested in new AI tools, make sure to subscribe, because most of the free methods floating around the internet stopped working months ago, and I only share methods I've personally tested myself. Now, let's clear up an important misconception. Claude Pro and Claude Max do not offer free trials. If a website claims to give you a free week of Claude Pro or Claude Max, you should approach it carefully. The regular free version of Claude.ai doesn't include Claude Code either. The tool was designed for paying customers and API users. So if there are no free trials and no discount codes, what options are left? That's where the first method comes in, and there's a good chance you can use it tonight. When you create a new account on Anthropic's developer platform, you may receive free trial credits to experiment with the company's API tools. The amount usually isn't huge, but it's more than enough for testing. For example, you could run several complete debugging sessions, you could build a useful script from scratch, you could refactor a small project, or even ask Claude Code to analyze your project's architecture and suggest improvements. To use it, you create an API key inside the developer dashboard and connect Claude Code to it. From that moment on, every request uses your free credits instead of a paid subscription. Once those credits run out, usage switches to pay-as-you-go billing, so this isn't a permanent free version. It's simply a real opportunity to test the tool before spending money on it. Now let's move to the method that most people don't even know exists. Anthropic has a dedicated program for open source projects. If you're the maintainer of an important open source project, you may qualify for 6 months of free access to Claude's highest tier plan. Completely free, no fees, no credit card required. Projects with thousands of GitHub stars or millions of monthly downloads naturally have a better chance of qualifying, but those aren't the only criteria. If your project is an important piece of infrastructure that other developers rely on, if you've built a widely used developer tool, or if you've created a library that powers many other projects, you may still be eligible. And this is exactly where many smaller developers miss their chance because they assume they'll be rejected before they even apply. If you have a project that people genuinely depend on, even if it isn't famous, applying costs you almost nothing. Now let's talk about the mistake that has caused some users to accidentally spend money. If you've previously configured an API key as an environment variable on your machine, Claude Code may automatically detect it and start using it. What's the result? You think you're using free credits while the charges are actually being billed to a different account. Before you begin, double-check that variables such as Anthropic API key point to the account you intend to use. That 30-second check could save you from an unexpected bill later. Now for the most important part of this video. If you only have limited free credits, how do you make them last as long as possible? Most people do exactly the opposite of what they should. They open one massive conversation, they upload 5 different files, they ask 10 unrelated questions, and they expect their costs to stay low. The problem is that the model doesn't only receive your new message each time. A large portion of previous context, instructions, files, and conversation history often gets sent again with every request. That means the longer the conversation becomes, the more expensive every new message gets. So what's the solution? Short, focused sessions. One task per conversation. One clear goal, one specific output. Instead of saying, review the entire project and fix everything you can find, say, review this file and identify the cause of this error, or rewrite this function to improve performance, or write unit tests for this API. That simple change can dramatically increase the number of sessions you get from your free credits. There's one more practical tip worth mentioning. Keep a short project guide inside your repository. Explain what the project does, how the folder structure works, and what coding standards you follow. That way you don't have to explain everything from scratch in every new session. You save time, you save money, and the quality of the responses improves as well. In the end, though, there's one thing we have to accept. None of these methods are unlimited. Free credits eventually run out. The open source program also has a time limit, so the best use of this opportunity is to learn the tool and build real projects with it. If you can learn how to work with a coding agent during this free period, then regardless of whether you decide to pay for it later or not, you'll have developed a skill that will likely become one of the most important skills in software development over the next few years. And if you want to know which projects are the best candidates for your first free credits and how to get the maximum value out of every request, that's exactly what the next video will cover. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. I'll see you in the next video.